Are we here?
So it's a bit of an intrusion, because my original plan was to do something else, but so today in the morning I had a revelation, and I think it is related also somehow, or like not somehow, just completely related, and also it's another topic I would like to discuss. That's why we're here. I don't understand words. I'm stupid. I think this is another part of my autism. I'm dumb. I'm smart, but I'm dumb. And I'm not sure this is a theory for now. I will need to check that. I don't understand words, and I think all of them, or at least most of them, are about people. So like descriptions people would give other people and their behavior or their character as they see that, or like explanations people have for other people's behaviors or things like that. I have a little collection here. These are all like off the top of my head that I managed to come up with. So they're just looking for attention, this kind of phrase. Ooh, they're just envious, they're just jealous, that one. So the recent one, now it's said like they are afraid of commitment. Where I'm from, it sounded like something they're like running away from responsibility. They don't want responsibility. Also, which is related to the topic of this video, is a control freak, and this term perfectionism. So like, oh, like they're a perfectionist. So these words, apart from maybe because I'm gonna talk about control, so all of them mean nothing to me. They are noise. There is no substance behind the word. It's like, I don't know, if I told a person who doesn't speak Armenian a word in Armenian, Balakanatun. I hope I said that right. Yeah, I can say another one, yeah, but like Hasarakutun. Whatever that is. So like, it's just Hasarakutun. So I would say that to someone who has no fucking idea what I'm saying. And I imagine they would have like the same level of perplexion and like confusion about it, because like it's just this round fucking object that I'm given, and it has no traits, it has no characteristics, it has no structure, it's not related to anything, it's just something, and it's like an apple. Someone just gives me an apple, like, that is why. He's just an apple, she's just an apple, they're just an apple. And I'm like, okay, so nothing in the shape of this apple, nothing in its color, nothing in its texture, in the way it feels to the touch, nothing explains anything. So it is noise to me, but like I remember the apple. I remember that I would like, I've heard that, I was told that thing. So I keep the apple like somewhere here, like nearby, so when I hear it again, because people do love saying, they do love saying those things, they do love talking about apples, I would like try to update the apple with another one. So like I will get another apple and I would stuck it on top of the first apple and see like if it makes more sense, and usually it doesn't. So yeah, all of these phrases, I still have no freaking idea what it means. I mean, that should be about like people, society, like human interaction, that sort of thing. So that's why it is so unclear to me. I have my own ways of understanding like people's character. Usually takes time, so I need to interact with the person, I need to observe them, and I think it's something like pattern recognition. So because people do be like in the same fucking situations over and over again. So yeah, eventually I start, oh, so that's in this kind of situation with these kind of concerns and feelings and like, you know, interactions, like with these kind of responsibilities, these kind of outcomes. This is how you behave in this field. And it's very, very complex, and it doesn't have this simple Apple kind of name, just has a structure, a big structure in my brain, and that's how I understand people, through these structures that I have for them, which are constantly updated. And I have never used these phrases in my life unless I'm citing them. So like, people are saying, ooh, they're just looking for attention, they want attention. Or as a joke. So to me these are nonsensical phrases, and I would maybe like write something or just talk, and I would say them as if they like creating this shared understanding that this shit doesn't mean anything. It's like, it's a spell essentially that doesn't work. So I'm gonna say it as if it's a real thing, and you know that it's not a real thing, and you know that I cannot mean it, so we're both like gonna giggle, ah yeah. I think the people, they believe in magic. So this is magic. I need to drink. Anyway, all of this, the preface is about the controlling. So the correct phrase is like a controlling someone, like a controlling partner, a controlling parent. I've never heard a controlling sibling, or like a controlling nephew, a controlling nephew, nice. Or like, they jump. Why do they always start with like just? So they just want to control everything. So that meant fucking nothing to me. Today I had like some, so sometimes I get these connections, something like, ooh, maybe it was that. So today this happened. I started thinking about this person who I had in my life fairly recently, and they themselves described themselves as a control freak, and they spoke about like, I would like to control things, but because it's noise, because it's an apple, I just store an apple. But I remembered one, it's a really funny thing here. So we were in a sort of a relationship. I mean, I would say we were friends, but I think I would need more explanations for that, because there did be something like that in there. You know, genital contact. So let's say we were in a relationship, in a polyamorous relationship, and I met another person who was also a shit. So we have third one, and I met third two, And about that third, I knew from the beginning that person would, like, this person will be a third. This person should be a third. Like, everything in my experience tells me that these traits, these preferences, these ideas, these drives, these urges, they mean that the person is gonna act as a piece of fucking junk, in my terminology. But I wanted, like, confirmation. Let's talk about risky behavior. So yeah, I wanted to run an experiment, purely unscientific, because, like, that's just one fuck, and I'm just also one fuck. But yeah, I met the third number 2, and we were in communication. Sorry, I have genitals floating in my brain. Very nice. Highly recommend. Oh, sorry. Just too many genitals. So we had, with the third number 1, we had some conversations about third number 2. And where I got today, I started from, actually I think, like, is that jealousy actually? Like, is that what jealousy is? But I have another example of that. But I still started thinking about, like, we didn't have this exact conversation, we had like adjacent, but like slightly different. But this one could have happened. So I will try to, like, describe it here. Works in my head, just happens step by step in my head, but, like, with words I'm not so sure it's gonna happen. We have something on our tongue. So, like, they would express some disapproval or discomfort with me associating with third number 2. And I would take it as an opportunity to discuss shit. Let's discuss shit. Love discussing shit. Like, let's think about, like, what are the points of view we can take, we can have while looking at it. Like, what are the implications? What might the reasons be? What might the consequences be? Very interesting. So in my stupidity, because I'm fucking dumb, I thought that was like, yeah, okay, like, this is my friend. We're like huggy, fucky, kissy, we fucking love each other. So of course that's the person I'm not gonna shy away from that conversation. That's, yeah, very interesting. Like, I'm doing this, like, what does it mean? How does it fit in the grand scheme of things? So yeah, I would continue with this discussion, like, okay, like, what are the points that you find uncomfortable, or, like, it's not personal, like, what are the points you find worthy of disapproval, like, what's there? And they would say something, like, I'm gonna skip something now because it only works in my brain. It actually doesn't even work in my brain, it's just something that I have experienced. And this thinking bucket has stored. So it can recreate it, but it doesn't fucking understand it. So that would happen in their fucking brain, in their thinking bucket. And that would be like you're doing something bad. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, associated with a third number 2. Why aren't you doing, so you're doing A, why aren't you doing B? And in this scenario that would be, so why are you associating with this person? Why aren't you associating in the same way with this other person that I have chosen? And then we would like have fucking, like, step by step with very detailed discussion about, like, So I would say because of that and that and that, but they also have on this and that and that and blah blah blah. And I would say, but like, okay, but this doesn't, I don't have that reaction. I'm doing this for this specific reason, and I don't have it here. And then my third number one would start implying that, like, but a good person would have that for this one. For like, and if I say, but like, no, I don't want this little, can I choose some of this little bean here? Let's call him a bean. So, they're a little bean. Okay, and I'm gonna say like, I mean, okay, I got your points, like, there is a kind of like a logical or illogical number, but like there is some kind of like thinking there. But so I arrive at a bean. Like, I don't want to do any. Like, I don't mind the bean. It's like I can suck on the bean. No problem here. I can hold it. I can talk to it. But I ain't gonna do the things I don't want to do. So that is just a fact that you will have third number one, you will have to live with. That would not stop, of course. So they would just like continue and like, but that is bad, and like you should be doing this. And so usually with my third number one, I would when I recall that, I would like look at the internal structure of that conversation. Like, I would still consider the points they were making. But today I kind of saw that from the outside. And are they just being controlling? I have no idea, like, why you would need that. Not a need in me. The fuck would I want it? It's like, so I have a bean, like, just, it's a normal bean now. It's not a representation of a person. And I desperately want and fucking need this bean to be stuck on the ceiling. And like, everything I say going in circles and in spirals and in some other very complex four-dimensional geometrical shapes for no fucking reason. Actually, I'm not like interested in all the things I'm saying, or like I'm not interested in thinking. I'm just interested in getting the fucking bean to be stuck on the ceiling. Is that it? I mean, feels like that is it. So I thought there was some like intellectual merit to what they were saying, to the exact things they were saying. So some of them we could like think like, is it dumb? Like, is it like could be applicable here? Like, words and this and like, so. I thought we were having this kind of discussion, but what if they just wanted controlling me? They just wanted to control me. What I also feel about this thing, so if this is it, and I think it is it. I think it is like control, this is what it is. There is no like, I'm gonna show things to the world. So I have this little pot. So this one has a bottom, so things don't go out. But that control thing doesn't. There is no bottom. It's not like that. It's not that this third number one wanted this specific thing to occur. Not that they wanted like me to stop associating with this one specific person and instead like turn my attention in whatever the fuck I was doing, nothing good, to this, again, metaphorical now representative of a person being, and do something with them, something specific. And then they would feel like, okay, finally. You know, like I have, you know, dishes in my sink, and I would like them washed and cleaned, which they will be. They will get washed and cleaned soon. And when I finish, I'm like, cool. That's it. I'm content. I'm satisfied. I got what I wanted. Or like maybe I got someone else to do that. I wouldn't, but let's imagine. So I think that's not the case. If I did that, like had I done it, had I actually managed to find something in myself that allowed me acting like that, so like doing something that I don't need, don't want, like for nothing, like there is no motivation, there is emptiness there, and like do something with the being that I wasn't doing. So had I done that, I think that wouldn't have stopped them. That wouldn't have been like the moment when they said, oh, okay, cool, finally, like, yeah, great. Because let's do one more. Ooh, that's nice. Well, I love it. Okay, let's have it. So this thing has a bottom, this lower part, this bottom part. That desire doesn't seem to have the bottom part, that control. It's a bit heavy, but I still want to do that. So that it's not about this specific thing. It's just about like I want things. And by things, I'm saying the scariest shit in my life now. By things, they, my third number 2, means people. So I want things go my way. Always. That's baffling. Because I don't want that. I mean, I think also I should like consider manipulation, because that should be also on the list. Let me add it here, like just manipulation. This one also is like one of those ones that are just the apples in my brain. What I understand about it is like, there is a little part about it that I understand is like, you cannot force through authority, so you cannot order, you cannot like threaten, you cannot like physically grab someone and make them do that. You don't have a gun. Poor you. So you use something else, which is manipulation, to still get them where you want them. So I guess they're like all of that conversation that I thought was like considering the points, not like even debating, like thinking about stuff. That was like a manipulation thing, but that's a bit too much for me now. Like I cannot get it all at once. We will have to spend a few more years on that. Where fucking was I? Somewhere about control. Yeah, so there is this. It's really baffling. This if this is what people were referring to all along, and like they want to control, or like they're controlling, means this structure that I have now in my head, this situation kind of created semi-imaginary situation. It created something in my brain, this kind of field of interactions and of like their desires and my responses and like the point where they actually wanted to get. So if all of that structure is what people were referring to as like they want to control someone they're controlling, that is fucking baffling. I have no fucking idea how and why anyone would want it. So I've been on the ceiling. And I guess that's it for today.